Hello everyone, I'm Father Joe Shepley, the rector of St. Mary's Episcopal Church, and I'm delighted to have as our guest today for this Ministry Minute, Joni Ward, our Altar Guild Directress. Welcome, Joni.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's a joy to be with you and to interview you and to understand more about the Altar Guild, which is a very sacred guild within our church. In the Old Testament, the group that took care of the church were called the Levites, and they were a very special group designated to caring for the temple. And I often say that the Altar Guild are the modern-day Levites. I'd love to know how you first came to the Altar Guild ministry you now hold.
I had only been coming to St. Mary's for maybe 2 years, and my friend Pam Bakers was on the Altar Guild, and she said, don't volunteer for anything for the first 3 months that you're here. Just relax, let things come to you. And then about 2 months later, she said, you want to get on Altar Guild? I need some help. And so I trained with her and just loved it. It's such a privilege to be able to handle God's holy things and to set the table for the Eucharist. It's a dedication, it's a love, and everything's done the exact same way, every time, everywhere, any Episcopal church. The altars are set the same way. The Altar Guild member is supposed to stay in the sacristy with the priest. It's supposed to be a quiet time where the priest can get ready for the service without being interrupted. And then we do other things too. We don't just do the altar, but we do the flowers. The flower ministry makes this campus so beautiful for Christmas and for Easter. We do other things too. We have to buy the candles, we have to buy the oil, we have to buy the wine, the wafers. We take care of the vestments for the priest, the chasubles. We make sure that they are clean and stay in good shape. We do the limb kits, which is the lay Eucharistic ministers. One of our Altar Guild ladies made beautiful new kits, and that ministry is growing. Go visit quite a few people now that can't come to the church, that we will go out and reach them.
If I could interject, there are two things that Joni does for me personally. She fixes my collar of my alb, which is my white robe, before I go out and make sure it's straight. And she gives me bottled water as I need it, which is often. You do a lot of things behind the scenes, and we clergy appreciate it.
Yeah, the Altar Guild is supposed to be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And it's a very humble being to be able to handle God's holy things.
We call those the sacred vessels for a reason, because it's a sacred sacrament, the Holy Eucharist or Holy Baptism, and you and your team do such a wonderful job of caring for those sacred vessels. And the white cloths that we call the corporal or the purificator.
Yeah.
It involves a lot of laundry work.
It does. We're very fortunate to have Linda Guy, who we call Linda the linen lady, who has become in charge of all the linens, and they have to be perfect. They can't be pressed. They have to be finger pressed, and they have to be folded in a very certain way. And it's very important that they are, and so she's sort of taken that over for us and make sure that they're perfect and that we take good care of them.
Wonderful. There's a Presbyterian confession called the Westminster Confession, but it applies to all Christian churches in my opinion. It says the chief end of humanity is to glorify God and to worship Him and enjoy Him forever. And I think about the Altar Guild, like your chief purpose is to prepare for worship, which is our most important thing we do as Christians. And we thank you for that, because every time the clergy and the laity go to serve at the altar or in the church, we are grateful that you've already been there ahead of us, sort of like John the Baptist was to Jesus, preparing the way, so that we can simply step in and carry out our ministries.
Yep. Well, that's what we'd like to do. We also like to give people an opportunity to buy a special gift to the church or to the Altar Guild. For instance, a new chalice, a new bread box, some new linens. There are multiple ways that you can memorialize or honor someone with a gift.
Wonderful. What are some ways that we as a church can support you in your ministry?
If anyone wants to join us, we would be more than happy to train you and have you.
We're always looking to bring in new members to help share in the worship and the preparation for giving God glory in the temple.
Everything has a purpose. And that's probably the most fascinating part of it to me.
Yeah. Joni, thank you for serving as our directress of the Altar Guild. Thank you for leading your team, and we are grateful for your ministry, and we look forward to continuing to glorify God together as one church in one love for Jesus. Thank you.